During the King's visit yesterday, the Quebec National Assembly unanimously voted the PQ's motion to cut all ties of the Quebec state with the monarchy, and all 16 Quebec Liberal MNAs as well, who did vote in favor, in which you did say that you, significantly opposed and dissatisfied with the party's decision to sever all ties with the monarchy. I believe this vote today betrays the PLQ's federalist principles, and aligning yourself with a separatist party's motion is in itself disastrous. End quote. Do you think there was a use to this vote in particular in this motion? Why do you think the Quebec Liberal MNAs did not abstain or even vote nay against this motion?
It's really tough to approach this because there's so many different possibilities to explore, and I'm not in the head of these MNAs. Quebec in itself, and as I mentioned in my post, it's a unique and distinct society within the Confederation, within Canada. But we have an issue. We have a hostile US president, Donald Trump, who continues to infringe on Canadian sovereignty. And right now, what is the strongest proponent of Canadian sovereignty other than Canadians, other than, the new election mandate that the federal Liberals have received? And that would be the King of Canada, who is our head of state, who has all these connections with different Commonwealth nations. I look at it and I look at the motion and I ask myself, I go, well, why didn't they abstain? Okay, or why didn't they vote nay? I can understand, a lot of Quebecers are against the monarchy. I understand that. But now's not the time to just look at that aspect, although it is important. The people's will is always important. But it's to look at Canada as a whole and what's happening to the country right now. It's continuous attacks on our sovereignty. And the person who promoted our sovereignty, the person who defended us, the person who gave the throne speech for the first time in nearly, 60 years, was our head of state, King Charles. I think that maybe they would have voted for that motion because of polling and because the consensus, or at least a majority of people in Quebec, support the abolition of the monarchy. But is it the right thing to support a motion of a separatist party when you, on our own party, the PLQ, is a federalist party? That in itself is contradictory and counterintuitive.